Oisin, what's going on?
We're playing the Legacy Gauntlet. So excited. So excited.
What did we get?
For the quick interruption, for those of you who don't know what the Legacy Gauntlet is, get onto Magic Online right now. Legacy Gauntlet, very similar to the modern Gauntlet that they ran a few years ago, the Pro Tour Gauntlet, or a few months ago. Pro Tour Gauntlet. They've been doing these things where they just throw up these events. You join them with tickets. You get given a random one of a set of decks.
In this case, Legacy decks.
And you just play 3 matches. Now, we got, from the looks of it, lands. Yes, we did. We got lands. Okay, so
now we can change. We can't add cards from outside the deck, but we can change what's in the main.
I mean, I wouldn't call myself enough of a Legacy player to like pre-edit the deck, right?
Sure.
I'm not much of a Legacy player. I'm a Legacy fan. Just say, what were you expecting?
Yeah, I know.
I'm not much of a Legacy. Like I'm not much of a Legacy player. I'm just mostly due to lack of access to the cards. But I love watching Legacy. I think it's really interesting, and these are a great way to get a kind of a taste for the format.
I don't, and I have no interest in it, but we're doing it anyway. So Oisin's going to be not piloting. I'm in the pilot seat.
So yeah, I mean, like I say, I'm a mediocre Legacy enthusiast. Okay, this is lands. The way the deck works is you play, as you can see, 35 lands.
Jesus.
And there's a couple kind of engine cards in the deck. So the engines would be things like Exploration, which is a 1-mana enchantment which allows you to play an additional land on each of your turns. Mana Bond, which allows you to discard your hand, put all land cards onto the battlefield. So yeah, you reveal your hand, put any land cards from onto the battlefield, and then discard your hand. And then you have a lot of graveyard recursion to go with that. So you have Life from the Loam, which is dredging and getting lands back to your hand. This is your main engine card. This is the big one. So you get an Exploration into play. You start playing more lands than your opponent per turn, and getting your lands back, sacrificing them for effect. The main win condition. Why can't I say any words? The main win condition in the deck is Thespian Stage and Dark Depths.
Where's Dark Depths?
There it is. So Dark Depths is the land.
Traditionally, you invest a bunch of mana and you get a big 20/20 with flying and indestructible.
Exactly.
But if you copy it,
when you copy it with Thespian Stage does not enter the battlefield as a copy of Dark Depths. It just becomes a Dark Depths with no ice counters. And so you sacrifice both of them, one to the legendary rule, one to its own effect, and you get a 20/20. They Swords of Plowshares your 20/20, you Life from the Loam, and you do it all again, right? And then you have a couple other little engine pieces here. So Mox Diamond is fast mana, discards lands, which doesn't really matter in this deck. Crop Rotation can search for kind of silver bullet lands or the missing piece of a combo. And then Gamble's a really interesting one. The main thing you're gambling for most of the time. Gamble, we've missed it now. It's a single red. You search your library for a card, you put it into your hand, and then you discard a card at random.
Cool.
So yeah, the main thing you're gambling for most of the time is Life from the Loam.
Okay.
Because most of your cards, once you have a Life from the Loam, don't mind being in the graveyard.
Okay.
Right? So your Life from the Loam can be dredged back, and any lands that you put into your graveyard can be Life from the Loam back.
So yeah, your graveyard is just an extra thing, doesn't even count.
Exactly. So your graveyard is just more resources. So Gamble just basically draws you a copy of Life from the Loam if you don't have one, or like a silver bullet land if you already have Life from the Loam that you can then Life from the Loam back.
Jesus. Alright, I'll be back in a minute. I'm gonna put you in the chair.
Okay.
And you can start off. I don't know, do you play with this? Do you draw?
Yeah, you'll play.
You've Mox Diamonds, I assume you'll play.
Yeah, where's your cursor? Oh, there it is. This screen is enormous, and Dennis's mouse sensitivity is ridiculous. I don't know how he, does this. So, okay. Straight away, this looks like a pretty good hand, right? So, we've got the combo, which isn't really the main thing I'm looking for. But what we have several combos in our hand. What we have is Punishing Fire, Grove with the Burn Willows, which is another engine of this deck, another reason that the graveyard's an extra resource. Punishing Fire, whenever your opponent gains life, you can pay red. If you do, return it from your graveyard to the hand. Grove with the Burn Willows, you float a red mana with Grove with the Burn Willows, they gain a life, you pay the red that's in your pool, you get your Punishing Fire back, you start mowing down their creatures. Very good against small creature strategies like Delver, Death and Taxes, Young Pyromancer decks, that kind of thing. So I'm going to keep this hand and stop babbling away. We have Exploration in our hand, in our opening hand. So what I'm going to do turn 1, I think this is pretty good. I'm going to go Taiga, make a green, Exploration. That happens immediately, so unless we get, I don't know, forced. Then we go Grove with the Burn. Look at this turn 1. I went Taiga, Exploration, Grove with the Burn Willows, pay a red, gamble, get our life from the loam.
We have the thing already.
Get our life from the loam.
There you go.
and then we discard a Thespian stage, which we can life from the loam back. I'm going to put you back in the chair now because some of these mechanics are a little awkward.
Right,
and your mouse sensitivity is ridiculous. How do you get
high
anything
or low?
done? How do you get too high?
No, it's perfect. What? It's like a 30-inch monitor. Right? Otherwise, the trip from the left side of the monitor to the right side of the monitor takes 3 to 5 business days if you have any lower.
Okay, so we are up against the only other. We took a look at the decks. The only other Grove deck. I don't know if you can get a mirror match. You can get a mirror match, as it turns out. I was going to say the only other Grove deck is the Punishing Jund with Knight of the Reliquary build. He's had a very good start with his exploration as well.
What do we do?
Exploration is great. What we are going to do, I would imagine, is
Life from the loam this and then play both.
Yeah, so what I think we want to do is... I think that's straight up it. I think we life from the loam and we play both. And we threaten a 2020 next turn. And then because we have a second life from the loam in our hands, I think we can not dredge and see what we draw.
I don't need to do anything, do I?
Nope.
Okay. This is so... It's not 2020 isn't even lethal.
It is with a Punishing Fire.
Does this deck have any way to answer a big giant 2020 indestructible?
Sure. I mean, you have things like Mazevith.
Sure.
He can Rashad and Port to kind of keep us off the 2020. Well, probably not, actually.
Can we just do it in response?
We can. Crop rotation, so he's going to go get, I would imagine, a Mazevith. So that's his answer. So now what we're looking for is some way to answer that Mazevith. And so the cycle goes on. So but no, there's no way, I don't believe in the deck to straight remove it unless you do some weird combo with like wastelanding all of our lands and also getting a
so we're not dredging
a tabernacle. No, I don't think we're dredging considering we already have a life from the loam.
There's no lands.
No lands.
Yeah.
We could dredge to get lands.
Not the worst.
Actually, I think that might be correct. I may be oversimplifying with the second life from the loam thing, because given that there are no lands in our bin right now to use the life from the loam, I don't know if a random card is better than 3 random cards in our bin.
Dredge is a May, right? Like you can leave the land. Oh, what the hell's wrong with my mess?
Is there something actually wrong with it? Am I just not?
It might be long. It might be long.
Yeah, dredge is a May. You can leave it there. Sorry, what do you want to mill 3 and not pick the card?
You can't do
no,
that.
That doesn't work. So I think we are dredging the life from the loam back.
Yeah. We hit Mr.
Reinforce, which is we actually still want to cast the life from the loam.
Sure.
But we could just make a 2020. I don't think it does enough with the Mazevith there. So
2020 is just sinkhole now, really, isn't it? Like it just.
I see. No,
it's time for mana, so it doesn't actually do anything.
I think we're better off use the Thespian Sage and the Taiga to life from the loam the Misty, play the Misty and pass.
Okay. Wait a minute, but the Misty Rainforest goes back in our bin.
Yeah.
And then I get it.
Right?
Now I get it.
So actually, so play the Misty and go ahead. So this is how we get our card advantage. We're just... Life from the Loam is an absurd Magic card.
I get it now.
Did you not?
I get it more now.
Okay. Are you feeling it? Are you enjoying the
legacy? I am feeling it, Mr. Krabs. let me tell you. Oh boy.
So he's not going off too quickly either.
I mean, we don't have a maze of it.
Nope.
As in, if he goes this way and says Dark Depths, we're in bad shape.
We are in pretty bad shape, yeah.
We got a shot at it, we just dredge again. Right?
Oh, absolutely. I think we're dredging every turn.
You should Misty then.
Cycle, cool. Cycling lands, also great with
I get it. I get it. Oh, there's a stage.
And when you cycle, you can dredge instead of the draw.
Oh.
Which is what he just did.
I get it now.
Very, very cool little
This
deck.
is really cool.
The mirror seems super odd, I'm going to be honest with you. Because even if we remove the Mazevith, he's life from the loaming it back. So we need to remove the Mazevith the turn we're swinging, and then remove it. We need to remove the Mazevith every single turn we want to attack.
Oh, one attack is enough.
No, he's on 21. Oh, with the
fire.
Sure. Do we want to fetch on end step? I
don't see why not.
I mean, there's no real reason to either.
Sure. Dredge.
Just if we, yeah, absolutely. So what do we hit?
Maze and a port.
We got a maze and a port. That's pretty good. So actually, port works. So what we do...
It does.
Port works because Maze Myth can only target attacking creatures.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe the play here is go Crack Misty. How many lands are in our bin right now? Maze Myth, Rashad, and Port. So Crack Misty. I don't know what a good one to get. We could get the Forest for some Wasteland insurance. We could get the Bayou. We don't actually have any of our black cards in our deck right now. Or we could get another Taiga, but I think we're okay for red mana. So I reckon Forest is probably a good one to get. But we're going to be getting them all pretty soon anyway.
Mm-hmm.
We do not use... Do we use the Thespian Stage? No, we want to do that on end step.
We can activate it, yeah, so we can do it like this.
Yeah, do it with the Taiga and the Forest. Leave the Grove untapped in case we want a Punishing Fire in some way.
Sure.
I don't know if there's actually a way to do that. The way I think it works.
1, 2, 3. Where'd that Maze Myth come from?
We dredged it.
Oh, do I? Now what do we play?
We play Port, and we play Misty.
And we essentially win next turn?
Yeah, I mean, there's
There's
plenty that can go wrong.
Sure.
I mean, like, he can port our Port.
We can just get another maze.
You can just get another maze. Yeah, you can get another maze. Porting our Port doesn't really work.
We just port his 8 maze in response.
Yep.
We need to crack the Misty to do that.
Yeah, we're going to crack the Misty, because we're going to dredge Life from the Loam.
Mm-hmm. This is awesome! I love it.
But what we're going to do this turn, I believe, is if he tries to disrupt our mana, we're going to respond with the Dark Depths combo. The following turn, we will fight through his ports to port his Maze Myth, and then hopefully just kill him. The only issue would be if he uses enough ports. That's a good card.
Mm-hmm.
The only issue would be if he uses enough ports that we can't Punishing Fire to finish him off.
We'll eventually be able to do that, though.
Yep.
If we hit him to 1, I think we're in,
pretty good shape, yeah.
It's really good. Oh, this deck's amazing!
I'm glad you like it.
I do like it. I like to see it against like a normal deck, not just itself.
Well, I mean, think about what would be happening if we were up against, I don't know, pick a deck.
Like Infect.
Infect, okay, so what are we doing?
Let's turn 4 probably be dead.
We've got Punishing Fire.
I guess.
We've been every
We got
single
Maze
turn.
Myth, which is actually a nightmare.
Maze Myth is a huge nightmare because it can't, like, what do you give it protection from?
Yeah.
You can't counter the ability.
End step, Misty, Port, do a thing?
Yeah, so we Misty right now. No, we don't port on end step. We Misty now.
Why don't we Port his Ith?
Because we can do that on our turn.
But we can do it now as well.
We can't do it as well as activate the Thespian
Yeah, we
Stage.
can.
No. It's 1 and tap.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Get the Taiga. We've no black cards. And then use the Port and the Taiga to activate the Thespian Stage.
I guess I'll do it on what is actually the actual end step one.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what he does with the Mana Bond.
This is important, actually.
Is he activating? Is he choosing yes? He did not. That's interesting. So we port.
We
Yeah, we use the Port and the Taiga for the Thespian Stage.
He can't make another Maze Myth. I mean, he can, but it's tapped.
Yep, correct. Bang on. So now make sure you sacrifice the one with counters on it to the legendary rule.
Mm-hmm. I think you choose one to keep.
I always mess this bit up with legendaries. Choose Dark Depths to keep the one with no counters.
This one.
Yep. And then state trigger. Choose Dark Depths to keep, yeah. But do you have to put it on the stack? Is this broken?
No, there we go.
Waiting for games you can't win. Yes, we are. Now, importantly, before combat, we have to use the port.
Mm-hmm. We still dredge, though.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do that. Cool.
Some more stuff in the bin.
Another maze, another stage, and
we got loads of crap. We're fine. So, before combat.
We can do it now.
Yep. Tap, down, Maze Myth. We had an absurd opening hand this game. One of the best the deck can throw out. Like, the only thing we were missing was, like...
Cool!
Perfect.
We did it! When we board in for the...
For the mirror. Okay, so let's take a look. Bajuka Bog seems like an instant include.
What the hell does this do? Oh, it's really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thoughtseize does straight nothing.
Yeah.
Crows and Grip. I mean, the interesting part here is that we have his sideboard.
Yeah.
Pithing Needle's an interesting one. Pithing Needle can name the lands in his deck, right?
You can name, but I mean, there's also lands in our deck.
It hits ours as well. So, I mean, like, I think it's probably a good card because you can kind of base it on the
We can
texture.
use it to get rid of that maze.
Base it on the texture of your hand.
Sure.
You go, okay, well, I'm not Dark Depthing anytime soon, so I'll name his Thespian stage. And I'm not. Yeah, that's not something I'm doing for a while.
But then we have no way to remove the pithing needle at the time.
That's true. But yeah,
I mean, you can Dark Depths the old-fashioned way.
Sure.
Don't you just name Dark Depths? No, because that's true.
No, it's a state trigger. There's no activated ability on Dark Depths.
That's
such a noob mistake.
Need to cut something. Just like a forest or
Tabernacle makes no sense. There's no creatures in this deck.
Sure.
Except for, I suppose... Like, that's good
Marit
against
Lage,
wide decks.
Yeah.
Also, Tabernacle doesn't work on Marit Lage because it's not Sacrifice, it's Destroy.
Oh, that's weird. So you're just like, okay.
Yeah.
Do you want a pithing needle?
Um,
It's just a one-off. Like, it doesn't actually make that giant difference if we include it or not. But
do we? We could get Tireless Tracker in there.
yeah,
It seems better than Punishing Fire.
Yeah, agreed. Maybe.
What if we cut all 3 Punishing Fires?
and bring in those 3 things?
Put in 3 Tireless Trackers and a Pithing Needle. Or 2 Tireless Trackers and a Pithing Needle. How does that sound?
It's annoying if our opponent's at 1 now, though, after the thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, if they're at 1, we'll deal with it. Like, it's fine.
With a 8-6 or whatever.
Tireless Tracker seems sweet in this deck.
Doesn't let you just churn through everything as well. Well, he has no removal. Unless he Punishing Fires it immediately.
Yep.
And we can
I mean, the removal is Tabernacle, which he's presumably cut. And, we should have cut the Glacial Chasm. Glacial Chasm's okay against Marit Lage, I suppose. So, is this a good hand? That's the question. It's got no engine, the issue is. We can put all these lands into play. What we can do is put all these lands into play and, like, turn to Dark Depths.
That's got to be pretty good.
That's probably just good enough, isn't it?
It's kind of all in if his turn 2 lands a Mazavith. Uh-oh. But if it's not...
He's got a lot of ways to get Mazavith as well.
He doesn't have very long to do it, though.
This seems a little all in, but like I'm gonna I think
we do it.
I think we do it. On the draw, maybe it's a little worse.
It's definitely the worst in the draw. He doesn't know it's coming until turn 2. But
what do you discard? Oh, he hasn't yet.
So we missed to get a forest or get a bayou or whatever. Not a bond.
Why the bayou? Get the Taiga.
Sure.
What's his turn 1?
Life from the low.
That'll be a good turn 1. Again, this deck can play very grindy, or it can just play combo.
We can play We Win on turn 2.
Yeah.
He's on 19 now. Can't lose.
It's interesting. Yeah. No, I think it's a very cool deck.
This is cool. I like this a lot.
It's been
nothing.
It's been at the top of a lot of legacy tournaments recently. It's been winning a lot. Just because it's
that's
a good,
pretty good.
It's a good deck. It's hard to answer.
That's really good.
That's really, really good. That protects us from a lot.
I'm gonna go for it.
I don't think it's worth it using it on his Taiga. I think it's better as a Mazavith target.
Absolutely.
So we get the Taiga, we play the Mana Bond.
And then play literally everything except for the Pithing Needle.
Pithing Needle. Pithing Needle.
I think we can take that hit on the Pithing Needle, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, this was also an answer to the Elizabeth. But we're losing it now. I mean, this is better, though.
Yep. We are going to sacrifice the Glacial Chasm to itself, I believe.
Yes.
That's the Barney the Dinosaur song playing from an ice cream truck.
An ice cream truck.
An ice cream truck. An ice cream truck. That's not terrifying at all.
Sacrifice the Glacial Chasm?
Yep. It doesn't do anything. I think we fetch now.
Sure. What are we fetching?
Probably...
I guess the Bayou.
I think it's the Taiga.
Okay.
Now, this is super all in.
I mean, with the wasteland, I feel pretty good about this. You know?
Yeah.
Even if he goes like Exploration. He doesn't go Exploration, Mazavith.
Yeah, I mean, you can just waste the Dark Depths.
Sure. We can Marit Lich in response.
Sure.
Rashad Port doesn't do it. We just waste it.
We don't need to waste it. Doesn't do anything. Crop rotation for the Maze of Ith.
Which we waste. On his turn, because we Marit Lich now.
We need to hold off because there's some weird stuff that can happen. An example, like that crop rotation, I think that was strictly incorrect.
Well, he did.
Yeah. What I would have done is waited until we activated the Thespian stage, and in response, crop rotation for a wasteland, remove the Dark Depths. And then there's nothing we can do, and our hand's empty, and when we lose.
Mm-hmm.
So I think getting that Maze of Ith was really wrong because crop rotation's an instant.
Yeah, you could have done that. If we were to do that on Instep, he goes boom, kill your Dark Depths in response.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think he screwed that one up.
Hey, we would have been boned then.
Unless
we just draw another Dark
I
Depth.
don't know what he's gambling for. He discarded a Dark Depths to it. So okay, he's no coloured mana right now. So I think we win.
Yeah, we Instep do this and then we wasteland this.
Yeah. So that was just a clear misplay on his part. Becomes a toppy, Dark Depths. Pay for it with the Waste and the Taiga.
Mm-hmm. Keep the one without the counters.
Exactly. There's nothing you can do in instant speed here. Choose Dark Depths, keep that one, the copy. State trigger goes on.
Mm-hmm.
2020.
Draw. Oh, I guess draw. Wasteland Maze of Ith.
Wasteland Maze of Ith. Rashad Port cannot tap Marit Lich.
And win the game. Barney agrees. Hey!
That might be the creepiest thing I've ever heard. Okay, so yeah, lesson from that match is crop rotation is an instant.
Yeah.
I think I wouldn't have known that. I would have gone for it on end. Let's say he took the correct line there. Mm-hmm. I would have gone for it on end step and gotten blown 8.
I mean, you couldn't play around it.
You could not activate until you had some insurance.
I mean, at that point we're just digging for like a life from the limb or something.
Yeah, exactly. But like the problem is, if we go for it, then he goes cool crop rotation wasteland done.
Is that not always going to be available to him though?
Yeah, but like we get to by leaving that combo in play, he can never tap out, and we have time to draw. Like we're the ones with the pressure. He's the one whose mana is constrained because he always has to leave up.
But we're also out of cards in hand.
Sure, but like the thing is, I think going for it then leaves us with a lot less. So I would have gone for it, and I think it would have been incorrect because crop rotation is such a beating there.
Well, we don't have to play it against it again, probably.
Yeah, I mean we can. It could just be an 8 lands deck.
Oh, gross!
Just like a Legacy GP.
All right, see you in round 2.
Bye bye. Did that work? Are we still recording? It's gonna be super funny if we are.
Well, don't tell me that funny. What the hell?
We are still recording.
Hooray!
Goodbye.